immediately vilified, treated as a heretic, that you've done something so bad, and all I've done is speak up for kids and share my experience. And it really has become a cult and a cult mentality. And if you don't subscribe to the cult, you are cancelled, you're called a bigot, you're called hateful, you're called a transphobe. And I'm not any of those things, and nor are any of these people speaking out. We all just care greatly. I care about parents, I care about women, I care about kids. We all have a duty to speak up for these people. And, this is a dangerous cult. And as we've seen recently with LGBT pride events, you have naked men in front of children and drag queens talking about their sexual fetishes and gender ideology to kids. It's not right. So we all need to take a stand for that.
Absolutely. Well, you've said that the church offered you the love and acceptance the trans community always claimed that they had, but unfortunately didn't. Can you just talk about your experience with the church?
I have to say there's no greater loving, welcoming community than the Christian community, because they were so non-judgmental with me, so accepting. And look, they could see I was struggling with something. They weren't judging me for what I was struggling with. They were just trying to help me and guide me. And it was all very positive and kind. I was going to Sunday church service in community recently. There's been an erosion of religious values in America, the UK, and other countries. And I think we need to bring that back and get back to the core belief systems of Christianity.
Well, it's definitely good to hear that you had that experience, because I am aware that, historically and sometimes Christians aren't the most welcoming to the trans community, but I'm really happy to hear that you had a great experience.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Racha Akwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Shalom to the elect out there pushing this truth in all sincerity in the four quarters of the earth. Lord willing, we be of that number. It's your brother Tabalia Yakunah coming at you with a quick lesson. Lord willing, it's edifying to a true believer. Right? Hey, this is it's going to be entitled. This lesson is going to be entitled "The Elemental P Agenda is Monstrous," and I say that because the confusion. The utter confusion that it's bringing into these times, man. Hey, I just saw this guy on the 700 Club, which is, Christian. For if you don't know, it's like a Christian old, it's been around for a long, long time, but it's like a Christian church, but it's based mainly on a media portion, It's always been on television and this, that, and the third. And they have this guy, I think his name is pronounced Ole something. I forgot his. I'll put you'll see it. But yeah, this guy, he was a former transmission assistant. If you catch my drift, and so he's speaking against the alphabet community and its agenda. And the alphabet community is really, really pushing that thing. Man, I posted in the chat that NBC is endorsing, they did a little clip on an alphabet summer camp. For those children that are a part of that community. And see, so they're trying to lump these little children, they're trying to get these little children into the whole bag of confusion, that whole elemental P bag, man. And it's sad, man. It's messed up, man. Also, a Little Nas X brother posted, I think the priest Gamal posted a link in TikTok about him just outright, this guy, he's outright just telling you that these guys are doing sorcery and magic to bring more of that agenda into the earth, right? And he's, you think that he's a flamo, Lil Nas X, but he's sitting there just having this conversation, this interview with this guy. He's not even acting effeminate, you know. But he has so much content that pushes that 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 thing out there. I gotta be select. I gotta be choice with my words. Okay, that pushes that agenda out there, man. So, you know, it's just so it's just so confusing. It's confusing just even speaking about it, man. It's got me stammering, trying to navigate around it. But I'm gonna go ahead and grab some scriptures, and because hey, the Lord is not the author of confusion. Let's grab that real quick, man, just to establish that, man. The Lord, which his name is Yahweh, all right, and Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Bahasham is in the name, all right. Yahweh Shai, the only begotten Son. Yahweh meaning he is or he exists. Yahweh Shai meaning he is salvation or he will deliver. He shall deliver. This is 1 Corinthians 14 and 33. For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. Pretty plain right there, man. He's not the author of confusion. Let's grab the word confusion, man. Let's go ahead and grab the word confusion, man, just for edification's sake. We got to. We're big on the words here at Great Millstone. Okay, don't mean to make it sound like this is confusion. All right, so we got confusion. This is G181. It says instability, disorder, commotion, confusion, tumult. Right, man. All this stuff that they talking, this elemental, it's all instability. What the scriptures say, man, wisdom and knowledge shall, Isaiah 33 and 6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, man. We're coming into the times where it's going to be so much confusion. So like, let me get that word in the Greek. It's akatastasia. Akatastasia, okay? And yeah, we're coming into those times where it's just so tumultuous. You got the wars, the rumors of wars. Everybody's wrapped up in the wine of Babylon, man. Okay, and confusion is just being pushed tremendously in the earth right now, man. And one of the biggest monstrous agenda of confusion is this elemental P community, man. They're pushing Matt, and just to delve into that just makes your mind kind of just go crazy. And what's even worse, when you look at this video with this guy who claims to be a former transmission assistant going to the Christian church, which is the Christian church is just is thinly veiled, is a organization, a community of thinly veiled paganism, man. All right, if you didn't already know, Christianity goes back to paganism, Easter, paganism. All these so-called holidays that they worship, unholy days is what we call them. It's all pagan, but they use bits and pieces of the Bible to try to justify their madness, man, their idol worship.
All right, and I'm going to go ahead and stop it right there because I want to bring in to make the point of how Christianity is not, is not of the Bible. All right, this is a an article that the brother Gamal Camphead brought up in his class, or ended it rather, Christianity as a new religion. And I just highlighted some points here that I really want to harp on. Christianity borrowed concepts from Judaism. Okay, and Judaism, what they mean by Judaism is basically the true doctrine coming out of Israel. All right, Judaism is a religion in itself. Okay, but for the sake of argument, we'll use the term Judaism. Okay, and it reads, and the native cults. So there's cults around. In those ancient times, there were cults around. There were pagan cults around. Okay, so now pay attention. It says, and the native cults and their ideas. So it says, I'll start at the beginning. Christianity borrowed concepts from both Judaism and the native cults in their ideas of the universe. Okay, so we're talking about a merger here, man, like a mashup. Okay, it says in their ideas of the universe, sacrifices, prayers, and rituals, man. So that that's going off. The Lord is not the author of confusion, first of all, and He has no. There is no God. What's the scripture say? There's no God besides me. All right, and check this out, man. Isaiah 44:6. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, the King of Israel, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, and His Redeemer, the Lord of hosts. I am the first, and I am the last, and beside me there is no God. Okay? So when you're talking about the God of the Bible, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you can't mash him up with any other ideas outside of what's in the scriptures, man, passed down through the prophets. You can't mash him up with native cults and their ideas of the universe and their ideas of the sacrifices and their ideas of prayers and you can't mash him up, man. He has no. There's no. What does darkness? What does light have with darkness, man? As the scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing. All right, it says intellectually, they utilize the concepts and jargon of philosophy to argue the universal nature of Christianity for humankind. When you go into the word Roman Catholicism, Catholicism means universal. It says the jargon of philosophy. That's that wine, man, mentioned of in Revelation, the 18th chapter. Okay, jumping down. Says, but Christians are guaranteed a blissful journey through membership in their communities. So that's referring to basically what these Christians do with the whole what do you call it, the whole prosperity doctrine. You can Joel Osteen, what's the fat dude? Y'all know who I'm talking about, man. That nigga. All right. It says Christianity became an entirely new system to understand one's place in the universe. So this is just some, they just pulled some shit out of their ass, man. They created something new, but what the scriptures say? The Lord doesn't change, man. How about Shemi Shai don't change. There is no new system. And it also says, seek that which is past, man. Seek the old ways, man. So we're always constantly looking back to see how our forefathers did things,